Mo Fan, while trying out his fire magic in the school's sports hall, is being talked about by three boys who stand at the side of the hall. One of the boys talks about him being good with his fire magic, whereby another boy replies that he doesn't think Mo Fan is so good because at the Fire Academy, they have at least 800 students who have a high level of magic skills. To further the conversation, a boy among them makes mention of why a teacher in the Fire Academy seems to promote Mo Fan to the 100th place among the other students, which he thinks gives him resources for nothing. Hearing this, Mo Fan flashes back to when the student and teacher got to know how arrogant he was when he was asked to stand by the teacher during a gathering with the students. Then he was asked to leave the school due to his failure at the end of the session. There, the teacher lashes at him, saying he doesn't want wandering wastes like him in his class. Realizing how insulting this is, Mo Fan talks back at the teacher for saying that when he already said there is no waste in his class and maybe all other students in the hall are as well wastes like him. This annoys the students and the teacher himself, whereby the student talks about how arrogant and rude he is towards them and the teacher. The teacher uses this opportunity and with what he has in mind gives Mo Fan another chance by giving him the semester's result listed in the 100th grade and walks out of the hall saying he will see what will become of him at the end. Meanwhile, the boy reveals that the teacher did that in plan for the rule of the Fire Challenge Day where all students can challenge the person who ranks above them. The student to be challenged cannot refuse. If he refuses, the ranking will be automatically surrendered, and the resources will be taken from them. Knowing how rude Mo Fan was to the students and being a 100th ranked student, at least they should be able to take him down on that day. The three boys agree to apply to be among those that will challenge him on the day. Having heard all this, Mo Fan flashes his fire magic on some wooden place in the hallway, scaring the boys. Later that day, while taking a walk around the school and being hungry and thinking of what to eat, he sees a boy, Jungjia Hwei, who is trying out his magic powers but it isn't going well for him. Mo Fan approaches him as he tries to walk away on sighting him and introduces himself, to which the boy replies by telling Mo Fan he knows what he meant when he mentioned that probably all the students are trash too. While being addressed by teacher why the boy looks so down, he feels bad, thinking Mo Fan's words were meant for him as a failure. Mo Fan tries to console him by telling him he has done good with the star map he drew earlier, which obviously isn't a bad level itself. To cheer him up, Mo Fan offers to get him out of the situation, which the boy refuses, saying he has decided to finish the year and leave the academy. But Mo Fan doesn't see this as an answer. He takes out a speed controller from his pocket and places it in the boy's hand, saying he will lend it to him. He buttresses this as he gives some words of encouragement about how the school works, which is not only by ability but by strength. Mo Fan encourages him to be sure of himself. Jia Hui is surprised at this niceness and asks why Mo Fan is so nice to him, and he replies, stating that he sees him as a friend kind of, so he wouldn't want to see him feel bad or being bullied by the other student. He gives him a heads up to face those that bring up a fight against him, knowing he has nothing to give in return. Jia Hui tells him he doesn't have anything to offer him for his kindness, which makes Mo Fan establish a plan with him. Finally, it's the rule of Fire Challenge Day. The school's arena is filled with students and teachers who have come to witness the challenge between 100th ranked and the students below. Everyone feels happy and eager to see the arrogant and rude boy, who happens to be Mo Fan, defeated. Teacher Yan and old teacher come to the arena's high table to have a seat and have the challenge commence. A pile of paper with challengers' names is in Teacher Wise's hands. This shocks the students as there are a lot of people ready to bring Mo Fan down. Teacher Wise starts by calling out Mo Fan to the rostrum, where he tells Mo Fan he can still step back from being challenged and telling him he would only have to bow to and apologize to the students in the department for the inconvenience if Mo Fan accepts to withdraw from the fight. Therefore, he gives Mo Fan the permission to retire and keep his student status, but Mo Fan declines as he asks for the fight to commence, which Teacher Wise starts immediately. Mo Fan walks onto the battlefield, whereby a shield is created around him, which is where he and his opponent will be fighting. Teacher Y starts by telling the number of students that are to challenge Mo Fan in this fight, which is the total number of 231 students to be challenged. He calls out Mo Fan's first challenger to be Jang Woo-hyuk, a 739th ranked student. To have Woo-hyuk make efforts to defeat Mo Fan, Teacher Y tells him to show that he isn't a waste, and if he fails, he should just get out instead, which he says with annoyance in his words. Realizing how harsh the words are, the teacher sitting beside him tells him not to be angry with the student. Teacher Y calls the teacher White Eyebrow, telling him he does not know why he is too soft on his students. He says further that Mo Fan is the type of student whom the dean of the school, Dean Zile, personally handles due to his strict personality. Teacher Y tells him that if Mo Fan is not allowed to show his fighting skills here in the school now because of his kind heart, he might end up failing at the hand of demons. The fight starts as Woo-hyuk reveals his fire stars chart and starts to arrange it to be able to attack. But to everyone's surprise, Mo Fan's fire comes out the moment he reveals his stars chart, charging the fire at Woo-hyuk, who immediately brings out his defense equipment, but it couldn't resist the fire force, which makes the fire hit him and sends him to crash against the shield and fall, thereby making Mo Fan win his first challenger. Seeing this, the teacher tells Teacher Y, who is surprised as well, as to how Mo Fan is able to defeat a 739 ranked student. But it doesn't seem like Mo Fan is not completely bragging about his abilities, as he stands up to go treat Woo-hyuk. Teacher Y calls the second challenger in, who happens to be a girl with both fire and water elements. She starts by creating a water wave around herself, which Mo Fan uses his fire to vanish. Surprised at this, the girl creates another water wave around herself, which again Mo Fan uses his fire to make vanish, and this continues for a while. This makes the girl cry out in defeat as she runs away. The other student condemns Mo Fan for being petty. Then a girl from among the crowd tells her friends, saying Mo Fan is truly a prodigal son, as she admires the boy sitting beside her friend, who replied to what she said and is well greeted by the friend who is quiet and didn't utter a word, even when acknowledging the greeting. Meanwhile, the first continues as Mo Fan keeps defeating his opponents until it gets to a point where he asks for permission to visit the restroom in the middle of a fight, while the next challenger is about to be called in. Teacher Y grants him the permission to leave for the restroom. On getting back, it seemed as if he had just gone to acquire some power, as he kept defeating his challengers. After that, he asked for permission to drink water, which was also granted, though all this annoys Teacher Y, as his main aim is to get Mo Fan defeated. However, it seems as if Mo Fan is enjoying himself. At one point, Mo Fan realizes he has beaten up to 50 students, whereby one of the students from earlier noticed that he has been using elementary magic. Liuji replies that he should have used the spiritual flame, which is more powerful than ordinary fire seeds he has been using, to correct them. The boy in their midst, whom the first girl admired, tells them that even the spiritual flame, which is the power of Houzi, can never be so strong as the quadruple. He further explains that Mo Fan's Halai has been promoted to the 4th level. But to counter, the other girl makes mention of the fact that there is no way elementary magic would reach the 4th level because it needs to strengthen all 7 stars in the star chart. This requires at least 35 million soul essences, and with it, you can buy 2 fire spirit seats. At the end of their conversation, they feel Mo Fan is really rich and powerful for being able to achieve such power. Teacher Y, who becomes very angry due to the fact that now no one could take Mo Fan down, calls out the next person on the list, whom he hopes will be able to defeat Mo Fan. But to everyone's surprise, it happens to be Jae Hui, whom everyone knows is a weakling, who has come to fight Mo Fan, as they mock him for showing his face in such a competition. Having made a plan with him earlier when they met, Mo Fan now thinks it is time to round up the fight, as he will allow Jae Hui to beat him. This means, as long as he loses, he will be the last one, and no one will be able to challenge him anymore. And at Jae Hui's end, he can also get to 100th rank in resources, which he knows Jae Hui needs more resources to get his magic ready. Jae Hui panics as he thinks the students will look down on him if he flops. But Mo Fan tells him no one cares about him, so he should do what he wants. The fight between them gets started, but Jae Hui is unable to arrange his star chart together to make a chart, as it fades each time he tries to. He starts to feel like this as the student makes fun of him for being so weak and can't use a rudimentary spell. He feels so degraded by this, which makes him want to walk away and forget about his agreement with Mo Fan. But Mo Fan tries to convince him about how the students care less about him, but he declines and accuses Mo Fan of not being different from the others, as he is trying to use him to get what he wants. To round off the whole fight, Teacher Y calls in Jia Xinglong, a student who often goes into the wild to hunt monsters and also a mage hunter student who ranks among the best in the academy in actual combat ability and lastly seems to have a spirit seed. The students, who think he isn't in the arena, are surprised to see him because of his personality and who he is, which now seems to be the end of Mo Fan's arrogance. Up against his new opponent, Jia Zhenlong, Mo Fan launches his fire element attack. This proves futile as Jia's shield wards it off easily. Watching this, the other students are excited. Their excitement is fueled more at the thought that Jia is superior to Mo Fan. They are extra pumped at the thought of Mo Fan's pending defeat at the hand of his opponent, calling out Jia to beat him up. This is also because they intend to quell his arrogance and make him understand that he isn't the strongest person in the fire department, as he claimed. Meanwhile, Mo Fan continues to launch attacks on Jia, but his shield remains standing boastfully. Jia lets him know that his techniques are useless. Then he decides to show him the power of his magic. To do this, he unleashes a large shadow sword, striking Mo Fan with a giant shadow nail magic. Fortunately, Mo Fan defends himself from this. Being hit by this would have caused his spirit to be locked, disabling him from casting even basic magic. Up against such power, the students assume that Mo Fan would be easily defeated. This thought also wavers in Teacher Wise's mind, leading to him smiling in satisfaction. However, Mo Fan figures out Jia's power and how he is more focused on the shadow element even when he has the fire element at his disposal. Due to this, he unleashes the full power of his fire element, using it to dodge the attacks of the shadow sword. At this moment, Jia realized that he is up against a worthy opponent. This time he switches things, using the Coral Fire First Ground Cracker, causing a shadow element attack from the ground. Seeing this, Mo Fan immediately springs up into the air. He has his eyes set on Jia and attempts to strike him with an explosion fireball but stops just before hitting him. Having witnessed this, some of the students are thrilled, while some mock him for making use of magic tools, further regarding him as being cunning for not revealing it until now. Since Jia is unharmed, he attacks Mo Fan again with the shadow sword, but the latter flies around, trying to escape the chase of the sword. He dodges it just as it is about to cut him. The students are thrilled at this and commend Jia for having a strong and impenetrable armor. In the heat of battle, Jia launches a multiple shadow strike, continuously hitting the ground, making it hard for Mo Fan to land. This causes Mo Fan to create a fire boundary around himself, making him invincible. Watching the fight so far, the students commend Jia's efforts, but because he had been the only one to force Mo Fan into using intermediate magic, especially since Mo Fan had fought more than 30 people and had been able to defeat them casually, this feat was also recognized by the teacher. As much as everyone commends Jia, he is not satisfied with this and is more than determined to defeat Mo Fan. As expected, Mo Fan shares the same feeling. Although Mo Fan thinks Jia's magic armor is very strong and would easily withstand meager attacks, due to this, he decides to switch things up a bit by firing a Thunder Seal electric field at Jia. Seeing this form of magic come at him leaves Jia shocked to his bones, both literally and otherwise. This attack gives Mo Fan the much-needed victory he sought. Seeing the stunt he just pulled, the teacher realizes that Mo Fan has both fire and lightning elements, with both elements being at spirit level. This makes him realize what had given Mo Fan the confidence to appear in this match. With all he has seen, he lets Teacher Y know that defeating Mo Fan would be so hard for the rest of the challengers. The students seem to feel the same way, as they think Mo Fan has been hiding a lot of things while his arrogance is over the moon. Luke Keon hopes he doesn't fall too fast. With every new opponent he gets, Mo Fan casually and easily defeats them. He alternates between his fire and lightning elements, giving them a variety of well-served defeats, calling out for the next opponent on every victory. While this is going on, the other students who happen to not be in the arena at the time watch the live broadcast of the fights. Mo Fan's victory gets the attention of everyone, including the school workers, as they all are thrilled with the way he dishes out such defeats to the fire department. Everyone watches him on their various devices as he defeats one opponent at a time, making a subtle mockery of the fire department. The intensity of the fight causes everyone who watches it on their device to want to come and see it live. They all rush down to the arena. Shortly after, Mo Fan is up against Li Yuji. She dodges his attacks with finesse, setting up earth walls to block them. Watching her, two students are confident that she can end this, especially since Earth Element, which she possesses, is the strongest defense element. They believe that as long as she keeps defending without attacking, Mo Fan would get exhausted. Although one of them notices that Mo Fan's energy consumption so far is very high. At this point, it is glaring that he is looking at how heavily he breathes. Seeing him this way, Li Yuji asks him to give up and be satisfied with the record he currently has. She commends him for being so smart and using his ability to strengthen basic magic at a low cost. If he hadn't done this, he wouldn't have been able to survive until now. Hearing her say this, Mo Fan feels offended. He assumes she thinks he cannot do anything to her. To prove her wrong, he launches a 9 Palaces Rose Flame Fist attack. This causes huge dents in the earth, allowing multiple forms of fire attacks to spring up from the ground, directed towards her. As much as she chooses to shield herself from this, the heat of the attack affects her. Worried about her, the teacher asks Teacher Y to save her. Before the latter could do anything, Mo Fan extinguishes the flames, stopping his attack. The force of such an attack forces Li Yuji to admit defeat. Seeing what he just did, the teacher lets Teacher Y know that Mo Fan not only easily controls fire but easily measures his attacks. This makes them realize that although Mo Fan seemed arrogant, he is actually a kind person. At this moment, 2 other teachers arrive, seeking to know why Teacher Y is so stubborn. He, however, ignores them and walks away. On the other hand, Mo Fan is exhausted after pulling off such a powerful magic. Still in the field of battle, Teacher Y comes to meet him. Seeing the man approach him, he wonders what it is he wants. Getting close to Mo Fan, Teacher Y asks that they end this here. Furthermore, he takes back all he had said, confirming that Mo Fan's appearance has shocked everyone and should be enough. In response, Mo Fan asks if Teacher Y thinks he forgets so easily because of his words, which said that no one is born a loser. In reply, Teacher Y acts concerned about the fact that his energy is running out after he pulled off both fire and lightning elements. He wonders how Mo Fan will continue when he faces a higher-ranked opponent. He seeks to know if Mo Fan is prepared to lower his head and admit his mistakes in front of other masters and disciples. Hearing all this, Mo Fan is unbothered. Instead, he demands that Teacher Y call in his next opponent. With nothing left to say, Teacher Y calls in the next opponent, which happens to be Lu Qian. Hearing this, the students seem confident in him. He, however, states that he would have preferred to be the first challenger but luckily didn't get the chance to be, although he is confident about being the one who would put an end to Mo Fan's run. Face to face with Mo Fan, Lu Qian lets him know that he admires the former's courage, further stating that Mo Fan could be in the top 50 without any problems, due to the kind of power he possesses. However, he is angry that Mo Fan had to replace him in the ranking. In response to all he had said, Mo Fan surprisingly asks him who he thinks is more handsome between the both of them. This question comes as a shock to Lu Qian, but he responds with the fact that something like that is based on everyone's perspective. This didn't seem like the answer Mo Fan expected. To clarify, Lu Qian sees himself as being arrogant. But Mo Fan thinks otherwise. He thinks his opponent is a hypocrite because every word he says makes him think so. Also, about the question he had asked earlier, Mo Fan states that he had only wanted to clear things up between them. Then he asks Lu Qian to take his position, thinking of Mo Fan as an insane person. Lu Qian regards his questions as being silly as he gets ready to end Mo Fan's streak. Meanwhile, the teacher Qian, who happens to be in charge of the lightning department, asked Teacher Y why he would allow an outstanding student to transfer to the fire department, claiming that he had done this to embarrass the fire department. Apparently, the student in question is Mo Fan. However, Teacher Kyan has no idea about what they say. This gets Teacher Y angry, as he assumes that Teacher Kyan is only lying about it, letting him know that Mo Fan's second element is lightning. Hearing this, Teacher Kyan states that he has never seen Mo Fan and is only finding out about such a student's existence now. While they talk, a teacher from the summoning department, Yu Quinn, comes to inform them that Mo Fan belongs to the summoning department, where they have just received his letter of transfer. Hearing this, Teacher Y is shocked, but assumes that she is joking about this. This is since it is almost impossible for a kid like that to pass his 3 elements. To prove her claim, she shows them a clip on her phone. Seeing the clip, they realize that he truly has the summon element. They didn't need to ponder on it too much, as he makes it known to everyone. He does this by unveiling his summoning element and summoning a large wolf. Seeing this, the students find it unbelievable that someone would possess 3 elements. Having witnessed him do this, Teacher Y is left with no doubts as to the fact that Mo Fan possesses 3 elements. They are left wondering if he was born with dual elements and the 5th-ranked disciple on the geniuses list, as impossible as this sounds. Teacher Kyan reminds them that the person had died during the student exchange trip. Meanwhile, one of the students regards Mo Fan as a 3rd-level summoner, while another wonders about how impossible it is for someone to have 3 elements. With this revelation, Teacher Y asks if it is time to end the challenge. Hearing this, Mo Fan becomes confused as he wonders why this should be the case. Confused and angry, he faces the teacher and asks him what he thinks he is doing. Teacher Y replies with the fact that Mo Fan has already defeated many students in his department, which means that he is the strongest in their department. But they never thought he could have more than 1 element, making the lightning and summoning departments want to take Mo Fan as well. Due to this, Teacher Y suggests that the challenge is no longer valid. Hearing this, Mo Fan is left with mixed feelings. Teacher Y apologizes to Mo Fan on behalf of the students who made the mistake. Mo Fan is left with no words to say. He feels sad that the students couldn't show him their true power. In his absence, he tells the teacher that he would have defeated him if the students had been given a chance to be who they really were. However, he is told by the teacher that the students had already shown their true colors and capabilities. Nevertheless, he shouldn't forget that he is the only one with triple elements. Hearing this, Mo Fan is left wondering what he should do next. He is reminded by the teacher that he can choose to join the lightning and summoning departments. This information excites Mo Fan as he looks forward to joining